Hi and welcome to this week's Express Yourself, which is part 2 of What's the Point of Dreaming. This show is dedicated for all the dreamers, all you dreamers that are out there. If you've had a dream, something inside that's so strong, but you've come against challenges, struggles, and as a result, you've just left it, abandoned your dream, your goal, you need to stay tuned, because it is our desire that today you're going to be inspired to pursue that dream that's in your heart. Let's meet our first guest, Ashley, who has a desire to be a recording artist, but along the way, he got certainly diverted off track. Welcome to this week's Express Yourself, Ashley.
Evening.
Okay. It's often something that I feel very, very saddened about, because I have a passion for people becoming all that they should be in life. And it's always something that I feel very grieved, is when I know a person has a dream in their heart, something inside so strong, but along life's courses, things are thrown at us. We go through so many hard times that it just makes us want to just give it all up. What happened to you, and what sort of events occurred in your life which swayed you from wanting to stop pursuing your dream?
Well, basically, I've been doing this since the age of 8. I used to have influences, Tevin Campbell, Keith Sweat, that basically R&B basically, and I just went through trials and tribulations growing up, and it's like if people were just praying on my downfall.
What kind of trials and tribulations are we talking about here?
Like I got told when I was in primary school, I got told that I wouldn't amount to anything.
These comments were coming from teachers?
Yeah, teachers.
Wow.
Everyone really. I wouldn't amount to anything. I would never succeed in life. I'm going to be a dropout, and etc.
Of course, hearing things like that, you know, in a sense, words are powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, sometimes we really don't know what we say and the impact it can have on a person's life.
Yeah.
How did you feel hearing comments from people like teachers who you know, look up to, and they have obviously some sort of influence on you, and, you know, some sort of bearing on your life? How did that make you feel about yourself?
Really and truly, it crushed me inside, internally. It emotionally scarred me, and to the point where I just didn't want to do it anymore. I've just went off my route a bit. I wasn't sure just what to do with myself.
Did it sort of make you feel as naturally, logically you would, well, that in that case, I'm not going to be nothing then, I'll just be as they say, and I'll amount to nothing? Did you become quite negative of how you saw yourself?
Yeah, because basically I just started following fashion, basically, just doing what everyone else was doing. If someone started rapping, I would start rapping. I just followed, I didn't follow just going in a straight path, the right path that I was supposed to go.
Okay. And from hearing these comments from school, what else was going on in your life as well, negatively?
Well, family. I was having family issues with my stepdad. There had been quite a lot of incidents, like domestic disturbances at my house, and for instance, like my mum, stuff went on with him and my mum, and it just messed me up. That scarred me even more, because I was young and I couldn't really say anything, and I would hear arguments, and I'd be sleeping next door. We had opposite rooms as well, so it just. That just messed me up even more, to the point where I tried. Well, I was literally close to almost ending my life, really.
Okay, and I can understand why. I can understand why to be that low. Yeah, I can understand why. Did you not turn to music? Did you not turn to music as your only way out?
No, because it just. Because everyone had crushed me over the years, it just phased out to the point where not even music could help me. It was just me, myself. Only I could help myself, and I didn't want help from anyone at all. I just out for myself to do what I had to do.
How long did this go on for, Ashley?
Years upon years, but I just hid it. I was always smiling and happy, but inside I was literally just tearing apart.
Yeah. Did you have any positive role models in your life? Was there anyone that was encouraging you to say, look, go on, don't give up, be all you can be?
Well, it varied. Sometimes people would like take me to studios or lay down some vocals. They'll say I'm good, but then I would usually bring a friend. So they would say my friend's this, that, my friend's good, my friend's like, and then it will put me down to the point where I just didn't want to do it anymore.
How do you feel about yourself now?
Now I'm more confident. I'm 17, I've got my head screwed on. I'm a gas engineer.
All right.
So I'm using that money, I'm using the money that I earned from my gas engineering to succeed with my music now.
Good. What was the turning point then? As you said, right now you feel a lot more confident in yourself and, you know, you're going for the music now. What kind of brought that back into fruition?
Really and truly was not to listen to other people's, listen to people's comments, but use the negative comments that they give me to boost my energy. So it influenced me to.
That would be your motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how do you feel about your dream at the moment? I mean, are there things you're still struggling with emotionally?
Well, not as much really, not now. But I'm just right now. I'm just looking for the right recording facilities, and I'm trying to do mixtapes and hop on people's tracks and etc. just to get my name out there.
Yeah, but question I really wanted to pose to you was to be always, you know, one has to detox himself and continuously flush out all that negativity that's been as a result over the years. So are there still times when flashbacks, you know, things come back to memory? And if that is the case, what do you do when those moments arise?
Really and truly, I just got to my room. Sometimes I've broken into tears. Sometimes sometimes I need my own company, no one else to be around. And that, because for instance, I went back to the house where I used to live, and I just went there, and there's just pure like so many bad memories, to the point where I just went quiet and just kind of broke down. Every corner of the house I turned to, something happened. And now it's just, I don't want to go back there. You've
mentioned this quite a few times, why do you like to keep yourself alone?
I don't really know. It's because I don't know, I think I prefer my own company. It's like if I'm around a group of people, I feel comfortable, but I don't really feel as comfortable. But I feel more comfortable by myself.
Mm-hmm. Do you trust? Is there also a problem with trust?
Yeah, because I've been robbed a few occasions and beaten up. And it's not that just messed me up a bit internally as well, and mentally.
You do also realise that the industry in which you want to pursue is a very cutthroat industry. Yeah, the entertainment world, the music world is ruthless.
Yeah,
and one has to have backbone. Trust me, to survive. Now, do you feel with all your hard knocks that you've taken through life, do you feel that may have prepared you for the kind of industry that you're wanting to launch into? Yeah,
definitely, because I feel that I've snapped back like a rubber band, really. Because no matter what you throw at me, I will always overcome you. Yeah, so, yeah.
Ashley, bless you, okay?
Yeah.
Let's take a quick music break. On the other side, we're going to meet our next guest, who's going to share her dream concerning dance. So stay with us.
Your song. It says my life is in your hands.
It's in your hands. It's in your
Use me, Lord. But I'll be right here waiting.
It's in your hands. It's
waiting
in your
patiently.
hands.
My life is in your hands.
It's in your hands. It's
Use me,
in
Lord.
Your hands.
But I'll be right here waiting for you.
It's in your hands.
And I'll be waiting patiently.
I gave you my life, Lord. Who am I to want to take it back? For your love is so beautiful. For that's what I believe. Yeah, you're the hope for tomorrow. You're the key to my destiny. Lord, I give my life to you, for you are everything to me. My life, oh, use me, Lord, waiting here, my life is in your hands.
success, my pain and stress. Lord, help me always, always to sing.
Said I give you my heart. I give it all to you. My soul, my mind. I'm giving it all to you. I'm giving it all to you. My soul, my mind. Yeah. I give you my heart, my soul. Giving it all to you. Use me, Lord, yeah. For I'll be waiting right here. Patiently, and I'll be waiting patiently. Oh, my life is in your hands. Use me, Lord, yeah. I'll be waiting right here. Waiting patiently. My life is in your hands, oh Lord. Use me, Lord, for I'll be waiting here. Waiting patiently. My life is in your hands. Use me, Lord, for I'll be waiting.
We want to let you know about Our Music TV being launched on the 27th of March. Let me tell you, it's going to be a music channel dedicated just to inspirational, positive and uplifting music. Not what all the other religious channels are, but no, where the MTVs are of this world. Because why? We want to reach the young people. We want to show them that there's another way. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. There is a lot of negative music out there, and we're bringing the positive, and it's going to be great. I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Are you excited,
I'm
Eleanor?
excited. If you're an artist and you want to come and perform in these amazing Revelation TV studios right here where we're standing, any kind of music, rock, R&B, hip-hop, dance, whatever you want,
Be there.
make sure you contact us. We want to see you on Our Music TV. And in fact, if you just want to be part of the audience, you can come. We're going to have a club look. It's going to be a positive club where you can come, sit down, enjoy the music. It's going to be exciting. What's that date?
The date is the 27th of March 2006. Don't forget it. Tell all your friends. Spread the word everywhere you go.
That's Our Music TV. Be there.
Be there.
Launched on the 27th of March.
Hi, welcome back to this week's Express Yourself, Part 2, What's the Point of Dreaming? Now, before I introduce our next guest, for all of you that want to come to Revelation TV's birthday party, which is next Friday, the 17th of February, just so you know, it's an open invitation, so you don't have to come, you know, with an invite. The doors are open, and we welcome every single one of you to come along and have a great night of fellowship, okay? So I look forward to meeting you all. Now let's meet our next guest, Tammy, who has a passion, a dream to be a dancer. Welcome to this week's show.
Hello.
Now, I'm very keen to talk to you, and the reason why is because my background is dance.
Okay.
So I can identify with some of the things that you fought along the journey, along the way. But just so that the benefit of our viewers as well, just give us like a bit of background. What's been going on in Tammy's world?
Well, basically, all my life, I've enjoyed dance from like 6 upwards. I've always been prancing around the house, dressing up, dancing, and I used to go ballet and tap dance, and then I got into a dance attic. Did that for a little while, but as I got older, because I went through bullying and everything, my confidence was dropped. I stopped doing dance, and then I decided to go to the the Brit School in Fulton Heath. Went there, did it up to the age of 18, but I came out doing art and design, so I kind of got sidetracked and went into something else. And I've just continuously still liked dance. I'm into salsa dancing. And I got into that when I was about 15, and I still want to do that. That's my major dream, basically, to dance.
Right. Now, for someone that says they still want to dance, my question would be, well, why aren't you dancing?
Because I went into retail, and with retail, you just haven't got any. You're working every day of the week. You get one day off in the week. The weekends aren't free either. So, and then you get a Sunday. as well. So you've just got no time. You've got no time for anything. You start at 9 o'clock and finish at 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
So by the time you get home, you're too tired to do anything else.
Describe to me, because I need to go a little bit deeper in now with you. Describe to me some of the challenges that you had to, you know, sort of overcome whilst you were dancing.
Well, basically because I was bullied, I didn't think I was attractive. My whole confidence, the way I looked, was dampened. It was like I felt like I was nothing, basically. And then to express yourself dancing in front of an audience, I just couldn't do it. Even talking in front of people, I couldn't do it. Yeah. And as I've got older, I like myself more now. And I look at myself and I think, yeah, so I know that I've got the confidence to go back into dance again.
Okay. And did you not also have problems with your health?
I did. I was off work for 2 years because I actually got sick while I was working orders, and I was suffering from constipation, which I thought I would have to actually go in and have an operation. But luckily, I got a lot of healing from my church, and basically I went back in and they said that actually the situation had shrunk. Yeah. So there was I didn't need any further treatment.
What impact did that have on you as a dancer as well?
As a dancer, I weren't sure whether or not, because at the time I weren't sure if I could work or not. So I kind of like just kept myself, I stopped working, helped out with my mum, because she's a foster carer, so I helped with the children and everything, and I just kept myself healthy and relaxed, and plus I kept going up and down in weight, so I didn't really want to do anything that would, you know, be too strenuous or anything. But,
when you do dance, describe to me.
I feel like lightning.
How it feels when you dance.
I feel like magic. I feel I'm in my own little world, and I could just, like, you could put, if I go out or anything, parties, I'm the one in the middle, and it's not for anybody else, it's purely for myself. Yeah. Do you know whether this is the purpose God has for your life? I know that I'm meant to do dance. It's what I thrive on. It's my passion, and, you know, if I don't, I'm going to be, like, later on in life, I'm going to say, oh, I wish I did it, I wish I did it. I'll be telling my kids, oh, I used to dance, you go, you know, and then I don't want to put the pressure on them, because you find when you have kids, you try and put what you didn't do on your children.
That's so true.
So I want to follow my dream and my faith, and I know that God has given me that gift.
Absolutely. And it's remarkable because when I was being prepared and was given a brief about you and some of the things you commented about how when you danced there was a sense of freedom, I smiled because you actually reminded me of the days when I used to dance and very much worship, contemporary, and also I did a lot of worship dance. And I went through very similar struggles. Sometimes confidence was knocked, and different things. But any time I was in that place where I would minister through dance, there was no greater feeling that I would ever have. And I would sit here and I say to you today that if you know that within you, when you dance, there is a power that is generated through your body that can literally touch lives, audiences, then I need you to really be obedient to what God wants to do in your life. It's a very unique side to ministry. Not everyone understands the dance ministry. There's a warfare that comes with dance. And I let our counsellor go into that a lot more deeper than me. But there is a war that goes on with dance because of the impact it can have. Vocals, singing, that's one dimension, fantastic. But dance has something different. And it can give people, you know, it's a form of expression without words, movement without words. And the healing that people can receive through dance is unbelievable. And so I know why the enemy would want to throw people that have been assigned to this area of ministry off course, because he knows of what impact it can have. And I say this to you, and I also say this to people that are watching that perhaps feel that this is their purpose in life, this is where their dream is, and what they want to do with their lives and stuff like that. In terms of future plans and stuff, what is the future for you?
For me, I basically just want to achieve at least one success, even if it's, I'm going to start doing lessons like once a week now. I'm going to be dedicated and I'm actually going to go and do it and then see what happens from there, yeah. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way back up again, so I, you know, because I feel I need to.
Do you have any mentors, you know?
I know someone I know a couple of people actually who actually like the same sort of dances, sort of things as me, so I can actually go and speak to them whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, see, that's my concern as well, because when we isolate ourselves, you know, the enemy just has even more stronghold. He has more ability to even damage, you know, us the more, because we're isolated, we're not around people that can empower us and encourage us, so we're just more of an open target, basically. And I'd certainly say that one of the things that you must do is begin to connect yourself with different mentors, people that can build you up.
Plus, like all my friends, I talk to them about everything anyway, so they all cheer me on to go and do it, tell me you're good.
Yeah.
And
do you
so,
choreograph as well?
I used to, but to be honest with you, I haven't danced in a long time, so I'm looking forward to...
I tell you, girl, from today's show, you're going to dance. You're going to dance. Believe me, there's going to be such a conviction when you do, because you know the fight.
And the thing is, the reason, basically, it was at a church service and my pastor was talking about our gifts, and from he said that, I said to my mum, I've got to go and dance, because that is what I, you know, I drive for. That's my passion, and just like do it then.
Any dreams of having a dance school, perhaps performing arts school?
I thought about it, but I don't know. I thought about teaching, but then I'm also artistic as well, which I'd like to bring the two in together.
Yeah.
Because I feel that you can actually express dance into art. Like when I studied, I made sculptures out of dancers and things like that, and people, hands. I like all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
Oh, the future very much sounds like it's a bright one for you, and it's my joy as well to have met you and just want to encourage you, someone who knows just a little bit of what it can be like. And salsa's lovely. I mean, that's such a fun. It's so fun.
Fiery and,
it is. It's lovely. It's lovely. Do you ever?
Nice. I've been to a few classes, and I went about 2 weeks ago. I went somewhere in Abbott Grove.
Okay.
Which was really nice, so yeah.
Okay. Did you ever watch Come Dancing?
I watched I have them in tape. Every dance tape I have. I watched the ice skating, I watched anything like that, anything like that on dance. I'm just like focused on that, and I'll sit in front of the telly till it ends, start to finish.
Wow.
So with a big bright smile on my face. And
Good.
So, yeah.
That's great. Well, don't go anywhere, because, in fact, you don't go anywhere either, because on the other side, we're going to have our counsellor who was here last week with us, Pastor Joe. So he's going to be just commenting and speaking into the lives of our two guests. And, of course, there's questions that I need to ask. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll see you in a few minutes' time.
For those of you that think that gospel music has gone too far, it has gone too far.
You okay? You think they're ready for this?
I don't think so, man. Put your hands up. God's people, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. What a revelation, not just a new sensation. Divine intervention, life for every nation. You know what represent a living testament. These words are relevant, heavy like elephants. Oops, he did it again. Whoa, he did it, my friend. Amazing grace, God's riches at Christ's expense. I can see clearly now. I'm sure if you're hearing this, you feel me now.
You must know God will never let you go. Can't you see you can live in victory? He's the one lift you up when you're down. Be right there, so chill with all this drama. Got to tell about what he's done for me. Yes, it's well, God has been so good to me. I was blind, but now I see. Gotta let you know how it feels to be free.
I found joy, praising his name, walking with him every day. Tell me, don't you know, you'll never change. He's the same, and it's good in every way. Oh, you know God is real to me, set me free, took away my misery. I am so blessed to know he's got my back. I never lack, I know for sure, and that is a fact. About the situation, what he's done for me, that back for me.
is the way. Choose him now, not another day.
Okay.
He's the one, made the heavens and earth, risen Son, King of kings and the Lord of lords.
Okay.
Why don't you try and open up your eyes? He's no man, my God will never lie. He loves you, there's no excuse. It's about that time that you know the truth. Lord, you're my love, and my salvation. Tell me who shall I be? You give me strength to carry on. Now I'm here to testify.
My Jesus, you put your hands up, say clap your hands now. If you love my Jesus, yo, put your hands up, clap your hands now. I know you like that. Well, yeah, that's how we do, Brady. You know I love it. Yo, say what? Yo, if you feel me now, so put your hands together now. Brand new, DJ Will, Ramata, Rock Hill, yeah. Say what? Yo, I bet you thought it was over. Woo! DJ Will, we get radical right here. Oh, come on. La 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 la. Come on. Wow, 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 wow.
The date is the 27th of March 2006. Don't forget it. Tell all your friends. Spread the word everywhere you go.
That's Our Music TV. Be there.
Be there.
Launched on the 27th of March.
Hi and welcome back. Now, for those of you that want to express yourself on a regular basis and you would love to be on the show, you haven't appeared as yet, I certainly want you to get in contact with our guest coordinators and do take down the details that are going to appear on the screen. Let her inform you of the topics that are to come, and we look forward to having you on the show. Now we're going to pick up where we left off and meet our counsellor for this week, who is Pastor Joe Opare. Pastor Joe, welcome back.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us again.
No problem.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you heard our two guests speak earlier on. You know, they just poured from the heart, bless them, and I'd like you just to really speak to them this time.
I sat there and I listened to Ashley and Tammy and just moved by quite, a lot of the things that you said, especially a lot of the pain and the hurt you've been through trying to achieve your dream. And one of the things I want to say, first of all, to Ashley is I heard a lot of, a lot of things went on with people comparing you with other people. And I want you to understand that God made you to be original, and you can't be anybody else. And in fact, if the world was a place where everything was uniform, then the world would be a boring place to live in. And the fact that you're different and the way you sing and everything else is different is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful. And that originality is why God put you on the earth. Other people can sing, but God put you here to make a difference with your voice. I want you to understand that. Secondly, for you also, you've got to understand, Ashley, that when God puts you on this earth to accomplish a dream, there's a process. And part of that process is adversity, because God doesn't just fulfill the dream. He works on the dreamer, and you're a dreamer. And when God is working on the dreamer, he works on the character and the personality of the dreamer because of where they're going in their future. And because of where you're going, there are certain things you have to have gone through. The ridicule, the the scorn and the rejection. You have to go through those things. Otherwise, in the day of your fulfillment, you will not be able to stand with any character against the things that you will go through every day. There are singers today who are in the newspapers and they can't handle the ridicule and the shame and all the other things, and they've turned to drugs and alcohol and everything else to try to numb the pain that they're experiencing, because they're going through an action replay of things that they never prepared for in the past. And God doesn't want you to be a statistic, so that's why he's allowed you to go through these things. But sometimes what happens is, in the process of God fixing us for our destination, we turn in on ourselves and we start to destroy ourselves by tearing ourselves down and thinking, why me, I'm not good enough. And no, that's not true. You are allowed to go through these things because God knows he put enough in you for you to be able to come out shining like a star. And you are a star. I said you are a star, and you need to believe that, because there's something in you that's shining and gleaming, and when you just allow God to bring you through that process, you'll be fine. You'll stand with no problems in the day of your fulfillment. You got to understand, both of you, that Satan hates anybody in the performing arts. Remember, he was our archangel, and the Bible says out of him came music, and in his wings he has tabrets and pipes, which is all kinds of music. So whenever he sees people that are able to express praise and worship to God, he hates them and comes after them. So never think that when you aspire to be in the public eye, to be an example or any form of leader, that you're just going to be left alone. No, you're going to come under attack, and you just gotta be ready for that. Temi, to you got to understand that when God gives you a dream, the dream is about the fulfillment of your destiny. And sometimes, yes, we get sidetracked. And I heard you get sidetracked a couple of times, and I was laughing there, because a lot of dreamers go through the same thing. But, however, you've got to understand how important it is for you to fulfill that dream. And you might need to change that job. And believe God, because he's the one that put the dream in you. He's able to sustain you and give you a job that will pay you either what you're earning now or more, where you do less hours. You don't have to sit down there and say, this is what I have. No, this is what you've settled for. You got to understand, God has already provided. The Bible says he's given us all things freely along with Christ. God has already provided for you to work less hours so you can dance. Dancing in the scriptures to do with victory. So whenever you go around expressing dance, really you're expressing victory in Christ. And obviously the devil's not going to like that, because every time you dance, you're releasing victory on people. You hear what I'm saying? And not only that, you're going to need different kinds of mentors, because yes, it's one thing to have people who are already in dance, and it's another thing to have mentors who can break down your destiny into minute goals that you achieve, so you feel that you're making progress. And I say that to both of you. A dream doesn't come about in a day. It comes about in a broken down process. So you achieve one thing. Your next step is to get a better job. That's how you're going to be able to have more time to do what you're called to do. You've got to break that dream down into achievable goals. And as you break it down into achievable goals with deadlines, then you will come into the fulfillment of your destiny. I want to encourage you both. You're both wonderful people, but you must understand also that dreams have to go through a period where it looks like they're lost. It looks like they're buried. Jesus said, except a corn of wheat fall to the ground and die, it abides alone. There's a time where you have to be buried, you have to be insignificant, nobody's got to know who you are. And at that time, it don't feel very good. The Bible speaks of Joseph being thrown into a pit. It's the same connotation. And you just got to understand, that's the time when God is not necessarily working on things on the outside, but he's working on the character that you're going to need to stand in that day. And that's what I got to say to both of you. You're both wonderful people. I can see you achieving your destiny. I can see you achieving, and I believe you're an example of change, not only here, but to those who are watching on national television.
All right. All right. I just had goose pimples going down me as you were speaking, because you know what you're saying just carries so much weight. And this is really not just speaking to our two guests. This is speaking to you today. If you're a dreamer and you've dashed the dream, life has come hard on you, there's been so many knocks that have had you sway off course, then today's program is dedicated to you, that you will pursue the dream that God has placed in your heart. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I've got some questions that I must ask our counsellor, so don't go anywhere.
I'm going to make an announcement. On the 28th of February, Sky are going to be changing the positions that you would normally see Revelation TV on. All the religious channels, which used to be on the 600s, like, for example, ourselves on 676, are now going to be on 765. We, Revelation TV, will be on 765 as from the 28th of February. Now, remember, you need to make the switch from 676 to take a dive to 765. But you could also say, if you go to 765, that's where the world is alive. Sorry for the puns, but really seriously, all I'm trying to do is make this announcement so that you're not caught short when you're looking for us on the Sky platform. Just turn the dial or make the switch from 676 to 765, where Jesus is alive. God bless you. Stay tuned.
We want to let you know about Our Music TV being launched on the 27th of March. Let me tell you, it's going to be a music channel dedicated just to inspirational, positive and uplifting music. Not what all the other religious channels are, but no, where the MTVs are of this world. Because why? We want to reach the young people. We want to show them that there's another way. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. There is a lot of negative music out there, and we're bringing the positive, and it's going to be great. I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Are you excited,
I'm
Elena?
excited. If you're an artist and you want to come and perform in these amazing Revelation TV studios right here where we're standing, any kind of music, rock, R&B, hip-hop, dance, whatever you want,
be there.
Make sure you contact us. We want to see you on Our Music TV. And in fact, if you just want to be part of the audience, you can come. We're going to have a club look. It's going to be a positive club where you can come, sit down, enjoy the music. It's going to be exciting. What's that date?
The date is the 27th of March 2006. Don't forget it. Tell all your friends. Spread the word everywhere you go.
That's Our Music TV. Be there.
Be there.
Launched on the 27th of March.
Birthday time. Whose birthday is it?
Our birthday, Revelation TV, 3 years old next month.
Okay, it's going to be on February the 14th is the birthday, but not the actual celebration. What we're going to celebrate?
The celebration is going to be on the 17th of February, and we just give glory to God that we've actually made it. Don't ask me how, but we've actually made it. And we're going to celebrate. We want the Church Without Walls to come together and be one.
And where are we going to meet?
Emmanuel Christian Centre,
That's
which
a nice
is in
venue. Very nice church.
beautiful Marsham Street, right near to the Houses of Parliament.
Okay, so how do people find out? They look at the screen, just like we should be doing right now, and you'll be able to get all the details there. I want you to join us. How can they find out more information?
If they're on our mailing list, they will actually receive a birthday invitation through the post next week. If they're not on our mailing list, they need to get onto our mailing list. It's going to be a really good time. It's not going to be a church service. We're going to share, we're going to talk about the highs and lows of the last 3 years. We're going to have bands, lots of live music.
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun, that's right. And the next day, on the Saturday, we're going to open up our studios from 10:30 until 4:30. People can come and see what happens at Revelation TV, a little peek behind the screens.
You never know, you might find yourself on the screen as well, because we never know what's going to happen here at Revelation TV. We move by the Spirit of God. Just like we're doing this advert, nobody's even thought about how we're going to do it, but we're doing it because we want you to come and celebrate with us at Marsham Street, the Emmanuel Christian Centre, on the
17th of February from 7:30 until 10:30. We're not asking people to register, but we really want to know how many people are coming. So a quick email, a quick phone call. You're interrupting me again.
I like the music, Sam. Lovely. First time I've heard it.
Back to the birthday party.
Right.
So do come, do join us, and do be part of us. We can meet you personally, you can meet each other, and then you can, you know, really get to know your own congregation. So do come.
See you there. Don't be square and all that rhubarb. Marsham Street, 17th of February, 7:30 p.m. Bye.
Welcome back to the final part of today's show, What's the Point of Dreaming, dedicated to all you dreamers out there. We're going to pick up where we left off with our counsellor for the hour, Pastor Joe. And I've got some questions that I've been burning to ask, and this has been from last week, so I'm so thrilled that I get to ask these questions, because I think I'm going to ask questions that many people need to know the answers to. And to begin with, you know, I meet people, you meet people, we all do, who say, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I love this, I love that. But how do you know when this is the will of God for your life? Because we all got dreams, you know, we've got talents, and you could be many things in life. But how do you know when that's the will of God?
There are 4 things that I've found that normally point as an indication as what God wants you to do. The first thing that I found is the providence of God. What has God given to you as a person? What has He given to you materially? What has He given you as gifts? When the Bible, let me back up and say, when Moses met with God on Mount Sinai, the first question he asked him was, Moses, what do you have in your hand? God never asks you what you don't have. He asked you, what do you have? When Elijah went to the widow, he didn't ask her what she didn't have. He asked her what she did have. Whenever you want to know the will of God starts off by finding out what you have, what talents, what abilities, and so on and so forth. Second thing is, what do you enjoy doing? God designed us for work. Work is not punishment. Work is an assignment that God gave to you. God gave Adam an assignment. The assignment was to name the different things that were in his environment, and he began to do it until he got to a point where he hit a climax in his work. God put him to sleep, and then when he woke up, he found something special in front of him called the woman. In the Hebrew, the word is Ishah. So when Adam saw Eve, he said, Ishah. He was real happy after doing his work that God brought this reward to him. So work is not something that's bad. It's something that's good, and you've got to find something you enjoy doing, and that's an indication that this is what you were made for.
Yeah.
The next thing is, what are you graced to do? There are some people who like to sing, but they need to keep their singing in the bathroom.
I hear you.
Because when they do it in public, people tend to try to find, you know, the woolly earmuffs.
That's right.
Because they're not graced for it. Whereas there's others, when they sing, they just cause everything to cease and halt, people to cry, people to laugh and smile. What are you graced to do?
Yeah.
There's some things that we're graced to do, and some things we're just not good at doing. And that's another indication of what the will of God is. The next and most important thing is, in your prayers to God, what is coming back as communication from God to you? Because prayer is not a one-way thing. Prayer is communication, it's dialogue with God. You speak to God, he answers. He can answer directly to your spirit, or he can speak through others. And when God speaks to you, what is he saying to you? Is he saying, this is what I've called you to do? Is he giving you any form of direction, stamping his approval on anything? So those are my 4 indicators, or 4 things to find how or what the will of God is for your life.
Very good, very good. I want to move on to patience, because this is an area where the saints like to speak in tongues, and we don't want to deal with that. But how imperative is it to be patient whilst pursuing a dream?
Patience is not what a lot of people perceive it to be. Patience is God's order of things. Patience is to do with where you fit in the order of God. So, for instance, before, let me put it this way. Before some people go to work in the morning on the London Underground, there's some people that have to go in and clean the place up, called the cleaners. That's an order. And now if we were to go in before the cleaners go in or the engineers go in, there'd be chaos. So patience is to do with God's order. It's where you fit in the order of God. Secondly, patience is the womb of change. It's a place of development. So God will allow you to be on halt in a certain place because you're not ready. Sometimes when we want to push before our time, we get out there and find out we're not prepared or we're not ready for the event. And not only that, it causes a disruption. If you've ever been in a queue at the supermarket or wherever and someone's pushed in front of you, it causes chaos because it's not their time to be served, it's your time. And that's how patience works. It works like a queue at the supermarket. It's about order and your place in the order.
Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break. All right. In fact, I'm told not to take a break, but let's go to the next question instead, which is fighting discouragement, because it's natural that whilst you're pursuing any ventures, any goals in life, you're going to come up against discouragement. And what are the keys to fighting discouragement?
Discouragement is going to hit any dreamer. I know there's a lot of myths that, tell you that, there won't be any discouragement. It will come. But there are certain things that help you to fight off discouragement. Some of them are natural, some are physical. The first thing that I can think of to help fight discouragement is to get rest. Sometimes when you're pursuing a dream, you get tired and you're vulnerable, it's easy to become discouraged. Secondly, also apart from rest, eat. The Bible says when Elijah was discouraged, the angels brought him some food, and he ate, and he went on a journey all the way to Horeb. And not only the eating and the rest, you also sometimes just need to get in an environment where people can encourage you and pour into you. Sometimes you need to back out of a certain environment because it sucks from you, and you need to get around people who will pour into you. And sometimes there's nobody around, so you've got to do that pouring into yourself. You've got to speak to yourself. The Bible speaks of David encouraging himself.
In the Lord, yeah. Making a comeback from a setback, because setbacks are natural. One maybe have invested a lot of money in a business idea, and that didn't work out to plan, and on top of discouragement, it set them back financially or set them back in terms of time. So some comeback tips from making us.
As human beings, let me just compare us just for a second like a car that just got broke down. Sometimes we have to go back to the manufacturer just for repairs. And you've got to get re-intimate with the dream maker or God himself. You've got to spend time with him so that he can fix you again. The Bible speaks of us being like clay and God like the potter. And sometimes there's a recall to the potter's house, and we've got to get there, and God's got to fix us over. He's got to change some things in us. So it's important to get intimate, again, get into prayer, get into worship, get into the word, and just be yourself. If you're hurt, tell him you're hurt. If you're discouraged, tell him I'm discouraged. He's not going to be shocked because he saw it all. So you've got to just get there and get intimate again with God. Secondly, pick up the dream again. Don't be frightened to pick it up, because it's the reason why you exist. It's the reason why you were born. It's the mandate for your life.
Yeah.
Thirdly, break the dream down into smaller goals. Don't this time just do what you did before. Break it down into smaller goals. Break it down into little sizable chunks that you can accomplish. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Take little steps on your way to your success. The Bible says the steps of the righteous man are ordered by the Lord. It's all about steps that God orders. It's not about leaps. It's not about jumps. It's about steps. And the final thing is, this time, be careful who you share the dream with, because there are assigned dream killers that are out there. And Satan just wants to hear you say a couple of things to a couple of people and set them up again to destroy you with discouragement all over again and everything else to destroy the dream.
Okay. Let's go to a young lady that's in the audience who wants to ask a question. Dorothy, go ahead.
Hi, I'd just like to know, because I wanted to pursue a career in the media industry, and I just wanted to know how I would incorporate God in the media industry, because I find that it's very challenging, especially with journalism.
Well, the media is to do with the air. The Bible calls Satan the prince and the power of the air. So whenever you're dealing with media, whether it's singing or performing arts, you're dealing with broadcasting and the airwaves. So one of the things I would say to you is make sure you're a person that spends enough time with God and to be sensitive to God because of the spiritual warfare that's always taking place whenever you're dealing with media. Then also I would say to you, just get in that place where you are able to exercise a lot of self-control, because in the media there are a lot of temptations, and you know, that gets thrown at you quite a lot. People that are in the media tend to just have that thing to where they're always getting offers for different things that are not necessarily holy or righteous or whatever not. That's my advice to you.
Okay, thank you. Right, I promise this is the last break, but we're going to quickly take a break, and we'll be right back. Just a few seconds, so don't go anywhere. Express Yourself is back with a brand new series. It's Uncut, Certainly Unleashed. Now, if you've got a life-changing experience, a compelling story, and you want to feature on the program, take down those details that are on the screen. We're live every Saturday, and of course, look out for the repeats. Picking up where we left off. We're live and we're direct from our studios here in central London. And today is for the dreamers, for those of you that have a dream in your heart. If you've just tuned in, you've got to look out for the repeat, because today's program is really, really going to speak into your life about that dream God has given you. Now, one of the common things, Pastor Joe, that I hear, you hear, many hear, is this confidence, lack of confidence and fear factor. Just help us in terms of overcoming these tendencies.
You've got to get to a point in your life where you're more hungry for the dream than you are of the way people look, the way their faces look, the obstacles that come against you. And also the cause of the dream has to be greater than any obstacle against you. The Bible speaks of a man called David. And David was confronted with a fear that all of Israel was confronted with. There was a man called Goliath, and he stood there against the dream of Israel. And David had a different perception of the whole thing. His perception was that this man was standing against the armies of the living God and standing against the dream of Israel. And the cause was great enough for David to overcome the fear of Goliath. Goliath was a big guy. But I'm telling you now, when a purpose or a dream is bigger. Sorry, I'm fumbling a little.
Take your time. Take your time.
When a purpose or a dream is bigger on the inside of you than what you see on the outside, you'll go for the dream. When a hunger or a passion to achieve that dream is bigger than the obstacle you see before you, then you will pursue that dream. It's only when you get to a point in your life where you're not hungry enough that you will allow fear to overcome you. When I was in boarding school, there were times when I would see guys who were hungry, and they didn't wait to raid the dining hall. It was like a little army running to the dining hall, 300 kids all running at once. Hey! And they didn't care about canes, they didn't care about teachers, they didn't care about their parents, and some of these guys were wimps in their everyday life. But when they got hungry, all the fear went out the window and they went after the food. And that's how it is with a dream. You got to get hungry enough and when you're hungry enough, you'll forget all about fear and all the obstacles, and it's got to be important enough. And their hunger was important enough.
Yeah. Help us, talk to us about preparation.
To prepare yourself for a dream, it's got to be broken down into small, achievable steps. For instance, for my sister Temi, I was saying to her, her next step is to get a job that will allow her to pursue the dream.
Yeah.
Not only must it be broken down into achievable steps, the steps must have deadlines. Deadlines are powerful things. Have you ever been late to work before? Mm-hmm. And although you were late leaving the house, something in you made you double up faster, and you still, although you were late leaving the house, you still kind of made it to work on time because you had a deadline.
Yeah.
Deadlines are powerful things. They cause creativity. They cause an atmosphere of creativity, and they make us do things that we wouldn't do before. So you need to have a deadline for those small steps. So if you say, I'm gonna get a new job, when are you gonna have that job by? Don't say I'm gonna have a new job and then by the end of the year we ask you, do you have that job yet? Oh, I'm still working on it in the sweet by and by when Jesus comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming, and when he does come, maybe he's gonna ask you, have you accomplished what I called you to do?
Powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. What can I say? But do take note on today's program. If you have had a dream in your heart and for whatever reason you have been discouraged, then today be inspired to pursue that dream. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.
That program was sponsored by the Revelation Foundation. It's a charitable arm for Revelation TV, and it's registered here in the United Kingdom.